Tropicana. When you're on holiday, Loco Jato Casablanca, take you for holiday. Who will tell your friends, summer in France, give me my share, let my pay alone. Girl, I wanna pick you up, carry you go. And if you can say go, give me updates so I don't play too much. I don't wanna play too much, I don't want to, cause I've been falling, falling, falling. All in, all in, all in. Falling, falling, falling for you. And I've been falling, falling, falling. Falling, falling, falling. Oh, falling, falling, falling for you. You my genie, Aladdini. Oh, baby, do me magic, Aludini. Oh, c'est fini. Oh, no, c'est fini. And this sashimi, oh, la didi. I pray you no go shiva when you see me. When you see me, oh, when you
Put your hands together as a welcome on stage. Ngozi Chukwu.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Amala Hackathon demo day. I hope that everyone can see me. I hope that everyone can hear me. We are excited. We're excited to have you join us today. I will get the ball rolling ASAP. Before we get started, we just had a few things to share, and then we'll gradually proceed with, the program for the day. The Amala Buildathon, again, is brought to you by very amazing people at GDG Lagos. GDG is a community of developers, designers, and people doing very amazing things. We're excited to have everyone here. And GDG Lagos organizes DevFest Lagos. DevFest Lagos has been around for about 12 years with amazing partners. And there's another one happening this year. So if you have not, signed up for it, you should sign up for it. But the bigger question is, why are we doing this? Why is everybody who is a part of, who has been a part of this buildathon, why are they choosing to support this? It's plain and simple. We believe very strongly now more than ever that speed and execution is a very, important competitive advantage. The tools that you have, the technology that is available today, all of it just comes together to make building and deploying way much more easier and simpler to do. Much more easier and simpler to do. So for those who might not be aware, we went in about 4 weeks. We went from problem statements. You'll be hearing a little bit from Idris shortly, where Idris was seriously complaining about a problem that he was experiencing in Japan. And in 4 weeks, we have gone from that problem statement and we have gone to practical ideas and solutions, which we're looking forward to seeing and which you all have demoed today. So it's a very interesting time, in the technology landscape, and we're excited to continue to see what people would do when we bring problems and we bring it with smart people like everybody who has participated in this hackathon and everybody will be demoing today. And we're looking forward to see what will come out of that. Hopefully, we'll see more of what we have just done today. And this is just the beginning. This buildathon is brought together by amazing partners, Google, the Afropreneur, who started, this whole movement, Go My Code, who has provided a space for us to be able to hack. Google has provided cloud credit for you to be able to hack and for you to be able to build your solutions. Some of you have used some of that cloud credit to be able to, implement your agentic build. And CalDeck who are providing us food vouchers. Some of you will be receiving that food vouchers, later on today, yourself and your team, later on today. Use those food vouchers to get your favorite Amala from your favorite Amala spots, hopefully from the platforms that you have built. And yeah, just like I said, food vouchers have been provided by ChildDeck, courtesy of ChildDeck. You're going to be receiving your food voucher in your email during the course of this event. We have an amazing panel of judges who have supported us on this initiative, and they would be listening to your pitches today, and they'll be providing you feedback on those pitches. So this agenda is simple. Welcome address, which you're most likely listening to. Femita, who's probably on this call, will also say a few words, and then we'll move to a word from our biggest supporter and the person who started all this. Idris will speak shortly. And then we're going to move through each of the various teams that are going to be demoing today, from Amala General to Proxima to PRL to Nerds and to A-Train. And then our judges are going to take a break where they are going to then deliberate. That is the agenda for today, and I'm really excited, to kind of kick things off. Okay. Okay. So a brief word from Idris, who will be coming on stage now to share words of wisdom and words of advice. Idris is both my mentor and someone that that is very bullish when it comes to Africa and supporting African talent. So, Idris, Over to you.
Yes. Can you see me and hear me?
Loud
Let's.
and clear.
Okay. So good morning. Yes, it's morning in Nigeria. It's about 5 a.m. where I'm right now, looking for Amala across the globe. But again, good morning to everybody in Lagos and wherever you are in the world. I think we're very excited to see the interest that this has engendered. But to give you a quick background, I think what I hope most of you are here because you love Amala. I think you realize it's more than that. I think while this stemmed from my journey to find Amala over the years in all the different places I go, just as as a thing of fun, as a thing of a joy to do. I think I must be thankful to Bolao and the GDG team and everybody who stepped into to help with this because I think it brings the can do spirit, right? But we're saying it's one thing to complain or to mention a problem, but we live in a world where things change very rapidly. Look at the speed with which the LLMs have been released recently and the competition and what's happening in the AI world, you realize you cannot survive in this world today without speed. Not speed of just complaining, but speed of actually acting, building, and then testing and building. And I think that's really what we're using this Amala Hackathon to exemplify. That again, there's a solution somewhere to any challenge, any problem you have. And what GDG has done or is trying to do is to say, we'll create a platform for smart people to solve this from anywhere. And as we used to say at Andela, talent is universally distributed, but opportunity is not. And so what we're doing through this is to provide the opportunity, the platform for talent to solve problems. And don't look at just the prize money. Again, some of you will not win the prize money here, but what you do here today will be the launch pad for many great things you do in the future that will be backed by venture capital or by other investors or that will solve other problems. So again, very grateful to be here this morning with you. Looking forward to the five finalists pitch their solution and for us choosing winner. But like we like to say, all of you are winners, and we hope to provide support to all of you, regardless of who wins the prize. Once again, thank you, Malais Bay, and yeah, a world without Amala would be a very dry and very, very non productive world. So thank you, Bola, and thank you, everyone. Back to you.
Hey, thank you very much, Idris. Thank you for deciding, for supporting us as we started this, and for working with us up to this point. Thank you to all our amazing judges who continue to support us. I see that, Biola has also joined us on the call. Thank you very much, for joining us. Now we're just going to gradually move into um, the teams and play some of their videos. So the format this is going to take is we're going to play some of their demo video, and then our judges are going to have an opportunity to ask them, questions. But before we do that, Bella, did you want to say a few words about what you're looking forward to? I know that we did not prep you to say a few words, but since you're here, it'll be amazing to just hear something from you.
Well, thank you for having me and for this really ingenious way of solving a problem. I think that to everyone that's sort of on the platform today that will be presenting and competing, I think that once again, there's a saying that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I think today could be a really good opportunity for everyone to really showcase their talent, showcase what they're building and what they can build. I think that this is how you start something doesn't necessarily mean that's how it gets to finish. And so I think today people should go into this with the full sense that this is just the beginning and the beginning to many more opportunities. And also, Balahan, thank you for really doing this. I think this is super cool. I've always been a big fan of making sure that we solve problems, practical problems, and this is a very practical problem, especially for the Amala lovers of the world. And as someone who built a platform to promote Nigerian food, I built a platform called Bukas and Joints and produced about 4 seasons of that show. And there were quite a number of episodes dedicated to basically the best Amala joints in Lagos and in Nigeria. So very happy to see that we continue the tradition using technology. So thank you. Thank you for having me, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us. So we will now go on. We've heard from Idris. We'll now go on to watch the first video from one of the first teams. That video will play for a while, and then we're going to bring them up on stage for them to come and answer questions about what they have built, for them to show us what they have built and their unique approach to solving this problem. And then we're then, going to ask them a question. Well, the judges are going to be doing that, not me. So, yep.
My name is Jerry, and I'm from the team Amala Jeon in the Amala Hackathon 2025. Growing up in Nigeria, one challenge we all share is discovering authentic local food spots, especially Amala. Unlike fast food chains, Amala joints are usually small, hidden, and only known by word of mouth. We wanted to create a living digital map of these food spots so anyone, locals or visitors, can easily find them. Amala Join is a crowdsourced map for Amala spots. Users simply drop a pin on the map where Amala shop exists. An AI assistant then chats with them and collects structured information like shop name, address, opening hours, typical meal price. Once confirmed, the info is stored in our backend and instantly updates the map. In short, we are turning scattered word of mouth recommendations into searchable food map. So I'll be walking us through Amala Jero and how it works. First off, you come to here to explore the map and see spots near you. So how it works is we have an autonomous Amala spots discovery system that adds a new Amala spots every day. And then users are also allowed to add an Amala spots. So far they are logged in. So you are already logged in here. All you just have to do as a user, you come here, you click on any of the Amala spots, and then you're able to see highlighted information about an Amala spots. We added filters to make things easier for the users in discovering Amala spots. And then we also added a grid view for better user experience for users to see Amala spots and then also search. We also implemented an AI chatbot that allows the users to talk with an AI about Amala spots. So users can ask things like, tell me of Amala spots in Lekki. And the AI responds with the data. So it has given me the list of Amala spots in Lekki, and then this makes things easier for the users. So if I was to add an Amala spots, you just place a pin on the map and then you click on confirm. Users are also allowed to search for locations. So let me say Union Bank Estates. Bank Estates. Okay. And then the map moves to that location. So then place a pin here, and then I'll add an Amala spots with our AI agents. So it's asking me for the name. Let's just call it Mama Favor. Yeah, for testing. Asking us for an address or a location close by. So I'll just paste the address. Now it's asking me for the time that this store opens. So I'll just say 8 a.m. And then it's asking me for when it closes. So I'll say 3 p.m. Then it's asking me for the typical price meal. So I'll say 4,000 for a meal, probably. And then it's asking me if people can dine in at that place. So I'll say yes. So it's asking me to confirm these details, and then I'll confirm by saying yes. And then you can see that the spot has been added successfully. So when we close this, we can already see the spots here. So for our verification layer, what we did is a community-based verification such that users are able to verify a spot. But how we did it is in a way that once we have 3 people and above who have clicked on verify, then we recognize the spot as verified. But the user who added a spot cannot verify the spot. So if I click here, you can see telling me you cannot verify spots. But I can leave reviews, I can add images. So if I want to leave a review, just write a review, 4 stars, say good stuff, and then I'll submit my review. You can see my review has been submitted. And then if I wanted to add images, I can always click here and then upload an image. So I'll just upload an image here for testing here. Just click on this and then to load up, and the image will be uploaded for other users to see. We use Cloudinary for this. So yeah, that is basically how it works.
Thank you, Tim Amala Jeng, for sharing that. I think that's the end of the video. The team is already up on stage, and they're up to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you for this. So I guess my one of my questions and concerns is really around the verification and just trying to make sure that I why only two or three people, I think three, you said 3 people verify for it to be a verified spot. Have you guys do you think that's enough? I just worry about people sort of uploading fake places and then getting someone to verify it quickly for them, and then you can easily lure people to fake locations.
Okay, I'll answer that. Since this is still the starting phase of it, we decided that 3 is a reasonable number for people to be able to verify it, and also for us to be able to test out that feature and test that it works. Having 3 people verify it is a good enough number. Later on, or if we find out that things are not going well, we can increase that number to maybe 50. But the spots are still available, though they will be shown as unverified, and then once it reaches that number, it's shown as verified.
So do you get street view of this? Can you easily get a street view once they put the address in?
For street, no, we didn't implement street view for this, just the map view alone. But street view can be added later on.
So just as a woman, that's definitely safety would be a big concern for me. Just once again, just so you guys know, I think that something to always keep in mind as you're doing these type of location-based type of platforms. But interesting.
So let me quickly follow up on that question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So when you are verifying or when you are inputting, do you have to be at that location? Because one way to actually help the verification is that that verification is actually coming from the same location where it is, right? So, right. So if you have 3 different people verifying and the geolocator to be there, then there's a probability that you might, again, I visited yesterday, someone visited 3 days later, and again, it's there. So I think that's probably something to look into. On the other side is also, what's the incentive for me to verify? Right. So maybe that then becomes something over time, partnerships, I don't know, with the joint, right? Because again, every verification, just like we had Yelp back then, every verification helps people in locating that store. So maybe there's something where over time it becomes, yeah. So they are just through the platform or other partners where it's actually there's an incentive for people to actually verify these things. Yeah.
Thank you for your input. We'll consider that in the future. Probably adding like a support feature where as people verify more, their verification has more value. We'll be able to implement that later on in the future.
Thank you. Femi, and I know a few people joined last minute or following any questions for the team, or we can then.
Yes, I do have a question. Thanks for the presentation, Donny. My question is, how have you dealt with the possibility that two or more people may enter the same information about a specific joint, right? And maybe spell it differently, for example. How have you dealt with that?
Okay, so this was one of the challenges we faced when we were doing the web search. It was getting multiple things from different locations. So we used two things. One is location based, and the second is name based, a fuzzy logic algorithm and a location based algorithm. So let's give an example. Like if two joints are in the same location but they have different names, okay, it's the algorithm will allow you to place it since the names are different. But if they are in the same location but they have similar or same names, then it will throw an error that okay, it seems these two places are the same. I will tell you that one is already there. And we kept it up to 100 meters. So within 100 meters, if you try to place two spots that have similar or same name, it will tell you that okay, yes, this a spot that is similar to this already exists. Is this the one you want? And then also it will be saved for like probably admins to look at it later on and be like, okay, is it possible that there are just two spots that have the same name in that location? But at that moment, it will tell you that okay, no, a spot with that similar name already exists in that vicinity. That's how we're able to tackle that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Donny. No further questions from me.
One further question for me is I'm assuming the owner of the sport can also post once we initiate, right? So it's not okay. So then what defines for you guys? What defines an Amala restaurant? Does that have Amala in its name, or right? So you get what I'm saying, or does it mean at least Amala is one of the things on the menu, right? And then how do things get dropped? If it's only a pure jollof rice restaurant, right? And the person uploads it there, how do you then validate over time that it's not, right?
I think that's the point of the peer review system. So if a person updates a spot that doesn't sell amala, by the time peers look at it and see that okay, this place doesn't sell amala, they can drop reviews and like drop reviews that okay, this place doesn't sell amala, and then the software will pick that up and okay, after like a certain number, will detect that this spot doesn't actually sell amala and add it to the queue to be dropped from Amala Sports. The main criteria for it being Amala Sports is it must have Amala in its menu, not necessarily the name.
Thank you.
Just one question, just to piggyback on that. When a place closes, what's the process of removing them from the platform? And also too, like if there's a Mama Sikira next door to me that's competing with me, and I say Mama Sikira has closed because I want to keep my own Amala joint open, how do we also solve for that?
We haven't yet dealt with closing yet.
That's
Why we
okay.
didn't add this for peer review is because we didn't want people that maybe you hate a sport, you now go and just ask your friend to tell them to just downvote a spot and remove. So we didn't add that yet, but that is something that we'll have to work around later on.
Okay.
Sir, I had a question as well. Okay, look, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So sorry, I missed a lot of the deck. So sorry, but very nice to meet you. Honestly, I was something called saturation points, right? Especially when you're offering a platform that amplifies businesses that do the same thing, offer the same services, right? How are you thinking about, so say for example, and I think part of Framework started talking about that, so he talks about 100 meters apart and all the rest, but how are you thinking about, okay, what does saturation point mean to you, to say, okay, this is how many, I guess, Amala joints would have in one area before it starts looking like, before customers are so spots for choice that they're overwhelmed with too many options and to pick from, if anything, because there's only so many ways you can differentiate if you're offering similar services, similar dishes, if anything.
Sorry, can you come again? I didn't really get the question. Can you just explain?
Okay, so let me explain. So if you have a platform that offers the same service, right, that amplifies people that offer the same service, right, there's a point where you reach where you say, you know what, is it five Amala joints, for example? Is it 5 joints in one location? Is it 10 joints in one location? How are you thinking about limits to the number of joints that you have per location? right? If anything, so that there's no, I guess, on one hand, you think about just the cannibalization of demand between the providers, one, two, the big overwhelming consumers essentially that are looking for these joints through your platform.
So I think the best way to tackle that problem will be in our algorithm that handles ensuring that multiple spots are added to the same place, adding like a upper limit to it. So probably like when it checks if an existing spot, also check if there is how many spots exist within that area already. If it's like, let me say 10 at least at most, then it tells you, okay, no, there are already too many spots in this area. That's probably like, I think something, but it hasn't been added yet, but it's something we can look into to add. Yes.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mama Lajel. That was a lot of question, right? So which is a good thing, actually, right? So when people ask you question, it means that you've done something interesting. So now we're going to move on to our next team, which would be Team Proxima. We're now going to watch their video and then, follow that up with our Q&A. So just to quickly say this, after you've presented, feel free to drop off the call, and then closer after the judging has been completed, then you can then join the background, the backstage of Green Room once again. All right.
Hi, this is Team Proxima. So we're here to just like share an update on what we've been working on for the past 2 weeks after the commencement of the hackathon. So this is what we have right now, and yeah, we have script actually more than this, but we have like limitation on our cloud credit and the amount of location that we can actually we can get together. So we just run some of the things that we have already that is working. So when you come on this page now, say we refresh for instance, right? So it loads, you have a skeleton, right? Just in case there's a slow internet connection, it loads that into the skeleton. Then the images get updated with time. So you also load in chunks where we don't have the whole of the results at one time. So we have background jobs that we're running where you could come on here and you see about 20 locations loaded one time. So you could still go through that or go through some other things, right? Before you can say, oh, like go through other locations. And we also have some filters here that can filter based on the open locations we have at the moment or based on the service that we have. So let's say dining, takeaway, or both, for instance. We can also come here to clear the filter. So that works. And another part here is you could also view the location. So let's say you want to view this particular location here now. And yes, we also have a total number of reviews that are supposed to be shown. And this image is actually being loaded successfully because it's gotten from Cloudinary, right? So if you want to submit a review now, for instance, it's loading reviews and it said no reviews yet. So before you can actually load a review or write a review, for instance, there's also a toast notification here that says you have to sign in to write a review. The same thing with, say, for instance, if you want to add new locations, right? Please log into a location to the platform. So we want to actually like build a kind of experience that is native to the users, or let me say to what the user actually like know how to use. So like everybody use Google Map. So we want to actually bring that same experience into here, not to create a Google Maps clone, but to create something that people can relate with. And this is exactly it. So you can write a review, but you have to log in first, or add places, but you have to log in first. So let's say, yeah, I want to log in, for instance. And here I can either sign in or log in. And the way we actually designed it, instead of having two models or let's say 2 pages for sign ins, for sign up, we want to make it so like easy for people to actually go through this. And we're also giving credit to Aramide's Kitchen. We saw this while brainstorming and felt, okay, this would be cool to have to see what you even long for, like being portrayed before you. So that works. And here you can just easily click on sign up to create a new account or sign in here. So you can use two methods. So yeah, I have Google continue Google working. Yeah, both methods are actually working. But I have my account with um my Google account are linked. So I could just easily come here to add my account here because I gave me all the admin access. So here it says successfully signed in with Google, and yeah, the toast notification comes in and slides out once that actually stays for a bit. And once successfully signed in, just like I said before, it takes me on like from this page and redirects me to the map. So now that happens now, right? So it directs me to the map, and you also filter based on the location that I am. So it's supposed to be designed. It's designed in a way where once you get in here as you're logging in, it takes you to the perspective of your map where you have currently due to your location. So instead of having to click here now, it will take me here by default, and I can see all the restaurant that's like that around me, right? So this is how this works, and I can also switch between satellite and um map view. So if I click back on this, I can also, yeah, it's also loaded my profile. So if I click on this, it should show me all the permissions that I have. For instance, it says I can submit reviews, I can scout location because I'm a scout, and moderate content as a moderator, or and also have admin access as an admin. And it also gives me a link to all the dashboard that I can actually go to. So here too, I can also try this feature for, let's say, since I'm authenticated now, I'm also have all the rule as a user. So I can come here to add places. So before using this, let me use the manual form first, because yeah, we'll use both of them. So for this manual form, let's say the restaurant name is, you want to call it for instance Amala, because of course what's better than having your Savi Amala where the food actually comes from. So this is a condiment restaurant that serves taste that reminds you of home. Yes. And also here, I could literally just say, oh, okay. And this is location in, let's say, Bodija, Ibadan, right? So I can just try to get location here. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can be anywhere around the world and try to like find a location or a spot near you, or just try to like submit a location.
Sorry that we had to cut that short. That was beginning to go into 6 minutes, and we have limited time frame. To really, that was, we just noticed that that's actually about a 19-minute video. So, do our judges want to ask the questions at this point? Of course.
Are you guys on? Hi, good
Yes, we
morning.
can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Very well. Yeah, we're ready.
Was Femi going?
Questions?
Go ahead. Okay, I think I can start. Right. So, so I see. So I see you explaining how it's different from Google videos. Sorry, from Google itself, right?
Google Maps.
Well, people log it in, and some of this very similar stuff. How is it really differentiated from just a Google search, platform?
Okay. So the old thought of this is one, we talked about, oh, it has to be rule based. So for things like reviews, for instance, it has to be moderated. For things like location submission, it has to be moderated. And yes, we said it's different from Google, but at the same time, we do not want to take away the entire feel of Google itself, because people tend to do better when they are using a product that are like similar, like they are very, very familiar with, for instance, and they're even like very skeptical about things they don't really know about. So instead of creating something that is like entirely different from the top to the bottom and everything, we just want the top to look like, but the architecture is way different because we built everything from ground up. So for you to submit a location, for instance, or submit a review as a user, you have to be authenticated. So from this authentication, the moderator can actually track by who submits what. And yeah, also we also have like we have different dashboards. Say for instance, we have the moderator dashboard. So as you're submitting, the moderator can see who is submitting, can either accept or say approve or reject the location that you're trying to submit. So that's why the authentication part is there. So it can give room for the role-based access control. So as a moderator, you can approve, you can reject location. As an admin, you can also watch the activities of the moderators and the scouts. And scouts too have their own dashboard, just like it showed in the in the video that we actually like recorded.
Okay.
I
So,
hope that
so
answers the question.
yeah. So my second question is then on a large part of this not being just under just fully entered Google search is the use of agentic intelligence. Can you speak to how you think you have implemented some agentic intelligence into this?
Yeah, very well, very well. And I think that's one of like our most exciting part, because instead of having to say, for instance, having to like put in the location manually, not a lot of people actually like filling forms. That's the thing, right? So we actually built in a way that if you want to fill in the location and tell it, oh, okay, the Amala spot in, let's say, particular, for instance, in a particular location, so it's really, yeah, it still brings you follow-up messages, or say prompt, for instance, that you can answer to. But that's not like the most powerful part. The most powerful part is you could literally just be in, say for instance, you've been in Lagos for like a long time. Now you're coming back to Lagos and you're looking for Amala spots in Lagos. But remember that, oh, when you were like maybe a little bit younger, like there used to be a spot at Bode Thomas. So you could easily as possible, just say there is this very cool spot in Surulere, and you submit it, and our agentic AI just goes on, performs the web search, and bring that particular location to you. So it gives, and it doesn't just bring one, it brings about five. And the reason why we actually make it five is for like rate limiting. So instead of like having to bring like a load, like a whoosh of locations, it brings you about five. So it tells you, oh, which one exactly. And it's supposed to be a check. So you can either check the one that you want exactly, because I mean, if there's something that you have actually tasted before, you know before, when you see it, you recognize it. And if there are other ones too that you want to add, yeah, that was also recorded in the video too. So you could literally like just click on locations that you want to add that way. So it's just as easy as saying there is this cool sport in Luxembourg, for instance, or there's this very cool Amala sport in Liverpool, anywhere around the world at all. Anywhere. It's supposed to be just as easy as and as intuitive as that. No technical, bullish and everything. So
Okay.
yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. How quickly and how scalable is this? I mean, I think the moderator part is just sort of my concern of how quickly can you scale this? How are you managing the moderation?
Okay. So the moderation, like I said earlier, we have the admin panel, for instance. So anybody who wants to get in as an admin will always have to be like, say, someone who, like, say, we the maintainer of the platform or the owner of the platform, we like try to either choosing to be. So as the admin, for instance, now there is a user management part of the dashboard where you could literally just go there. We have four rules. We have everybody that comes on the platform and like that get authenticated, they assign user role by default. So everybody comes on by default. So the admin can then go on. Question. Okay. So the admin can then go on and say, oh, okay, these are the list of users, because every single user using the platform will be loaded on that particular admin dashboard or admin panel. So the admin can see all of them and say, oh, okay, we know someone. Let's say, for instance, I want to find someone by email. I can easily just type in their email as an admin. So an admin means this is a trusted buddy within us, right? So I can easily just type in their email, look for that person, then just like simply by the click of a button, so you have a plus or minus. So if they have a row before, you can minus the row to remove it from the row, and they have the tag allotted to them too. So you could just click on, okay, you want to make this person the moderator by clicking on the moderator button there, or the mod button. Or if you feel like, okay, because you are keeping track of the activities too. We have a moderator log in our database. So as the approving location, we are rejecting location. The admin can also access the activities. It can see everything that they're doing. So it can easily just say, why are you rejecting this location, even if it's a valid location? So the moderator can be removed by the admin in the same platform, just like that. So it is built to just be that way, that if you want to add more users, it is just as easy as clicking a button. But everybody needs to be authenticated, because that is how we track the integrity of everybody that's actually coming to the platform. Hence, the authentication part and authorization part. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're
Yes,
welcome.
thank you very much, Team Proxima. I have one quick question. So one of the things
Okay,
that
sir.
I use is the pricing filter on Google Maps, right? When looking at restaurants, and that's one of the things that would be great to have, right?
Yes.
When I'm looking for a cheap experience or a luxury experience, a luxury Amala
Yes.
experience, right? You know, when they
Yes.
say Amala that has gone to university or Ebada has gone to university, so it will be good
Yes.
to have seen something along those lines, right? And even as a scout as well, to have seen something like badges, just like you have. I'm not trying to duplicate Google Maps, but it's one of the things that made it encouraging for people to contribute information to the system, right? Because you earn badges and get access to something else, right? It's just a feedback. It's not a
Yes.
question, right? Just feedback and comment. But thanks, Tim.
Okay. Can I? Okay. Can I leave a comment to that, Mr. Femi?
I think you have maybe 30 seconds to do that, but yes.
Okay, sure, no problem. So, what we did in that aspect is when, like, say for instance, when our agentic AI goes on to scout locate or bring locations to you as a user for you to submit, it brings on the price tag for distance. And the way we actually structured this is in the filter part, you have different grades for prices. So there is the budget, there's expensive, there's inexpensive, then there's like the premium kind of like experience. So from 500 to 1.5, let's say 1,000 to 2,000, something like so.
Okay.
It grades
Okay.
it, and you can also filter. Yeah.
All right. Thank
So
you so
that is
much.
also implemented. You're
Okay.
welcome.
I guess
You're
your
welcome.
video was so long, we didn't get to see a lot of the things that. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Team Proxima. Before we proceed, even though we're out of time, just wanted to check in with what our judge Folari. Did you have any question? If not, we can then. Okay.
Well, I think we can proceed. So Femi had asked a similar question to me, just trying to for the differentiation. I think a lot of what I'm going to be looking for today is on the saturation piece. So just how we're allowing, I guess, vendors differentiate, if anything, or what does gamifying the platform look like to allow for a better experience for users and others. I think a lot of this presentation was tied more to almost like the merchant side, than the other side. But it was very interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Team
Okay. Do you know?
Proxima.
Do you want? Okay. Okay.
That was
Oh, I thought
actually
you
we're
wanted me
actually
to
out
say
of
something.
time. Not necessarily.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Definitely.
much. Yeah.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now we're going to be moving to Team PRL,
Piero.
who would now be playing their video.
Hello everyone, I'm Emmanuel Idoko from Team PRO and I'm responsible for the overall architecture, the backend agentic systems, and ensuring our platform, Amala Atlas, is scalable and intelligent. And I'm incredibly passionate about using technology to connect people with culture, and that's the core of what we have built with Amala Atlas.
Hi everyone, my name is Ridwan Adeyemo Damilari from Team PRL. I am excited to share our project Amala Atlas with you. As someone who grew up in Nigeria, Amala has always been more than food to me. It is a culture, community, and a taste of home. But finding authentic Amala isn't always easy, especially for those in diaspora. That is why we built Amala Atlas. On this project, I focus on getting the data for Amala spots.
It isn't just food, it's a warm embrace from your ancestors. But finding that authentic embrace, that perfect bowl of amala, is often left to chance and luck. What if it wasn't? Amala Atlas is an intelligent crowdsourced atlas for discovering and verifying authentic amala spots worldwide. At its core, it's a high performance map that can handle hundreds of locations. Let's say I'm looking for amala near a specific place like Yaba. Our geo search is powered by Google Places API. I just type the location and it instantly takes me to it calculates the distances and select the closest Amala spots to my search, highlighting it for me. These are the closest. And I can use the filters to filter which one is a dine-in one, or which ones are takeaway ones, or which ones are open. And I can click on it to get there. Let me pick this one. If I scroll down, I can view details about that particular spot. I can get directions. Get directions leads me to how I can get it through Google Map, how I can get to the spot through Google Map. View details and reviews. Here I can, since I am already signed in, that is here, I'm signed in. I can add reviews if I have visited this place. Let's say I like it, I can add and share my experience and add a photo. Great place, and submit my review. And whoever else comes here can view my review, and other people can add reviews to it. A map is only as good as its data. So Amala Atlas is designed to grow through crowdsourcing. Anyone can contribute by adding a new spot, and to ensure data quality, we built an agentic intake system. Here, I'll try to add a spot that is already here, and we see a warning that this might be the same as spicy Amala place, means it has already been added. And then I would add a new one. It says looks new, meaning it hasn't been added yet. And our deduplication agent checks the entire database in real time and provides instant feedback to prevent messy data. Here, the admin can approve or reject Amala spots. For instance, I would reject this because I don't think it should be added. And then I can approve this. Here, the admin can view Amala spots with duplicates and see all the various duplicates, and then decide where this particular spot is and if they should reject it as a duplicate or reject it as a spot.
Okay, thank you for sharing that with us. Now we're going to move to the Q&A for our judges to ask the question.
Okay, I think I can go, please. Okay,
Finally.
thanks so much. Thanks so much for sharing that. I really I like the differentiated approach to this as well. I think a question I had was around, or just it was a comment rather than a feedback rather than question. So on the suggestion piece, right, with the agentic AI piece where users recommend like a new Amala joint. The way I think about this is that there's only so many names you can name your Amala joint unless you're naming it, you put your name before the Amala, right? So Folarin's Amala, Toby's Amala, Biola's Amala, or otherwise it's usually like Gidi Amala, Amala by location or whatever. So something that could help would be the suggestion should be by geolocationing first. So maybe it would be a thing of the address. The address is first inputted, and then the system then says, you know what? Oh, are you referring to this place? Just to show that there is already a similar, the location is already on the platform, as opposed to using the name for the feedbacking. Thank you.
Yeah, so sorry, can I quickly address that? We actually worked on that geolocation. It's just there's so much we can't put in together in 5 minutes. But besides the name is we have a fuzzy search for the name. The geolocation is the major thing because, for instance, in the duplicate one, those different Amala Sky spots are actually different places or different spots in different locations. So they are valid to be part of the Amala spot, but they have the same name. So geolocation is the main thing we use to differentiate whether this is a duplicate or not.
So can I jump in there? On
Yeah.
geolocation, so are you relying on the user to input the location, or is that something that your system does, right?
We it's a two-way system. We rely on the user to input the location, and we also our system, the agent also tries we try our possible best to get the exact pinpointed latitude and longitude that will help us, you know,
Yeah.
differentiate it, especially for pulling, for scraping from the web. That one, the users are not the ones submitting that, so we have background tasks running to check for the geolocation.
Have you been to Ibadan before?
Yes, I have.
We don't
Yes.
have addresses. So we're going to put the address of the Amala spot. I would say turn right next to the yam seller behind the bank. For instance, what you call Sky Amala is because it's next to a Sky Bank. The name of the restaurant is actually Oshiolong Food Canteen. So if you go there and ask for Sky Amala, people are going to say, okay, what's even Sky Amala? It's just because it's next to the Sky Bank. So how do you deal with stuff like that?
Okay, so this is new. This is new feedback. Is not something we've really factored in. But one mechanism that can help us with this is we have the feedback and review part for each spot. People that visit these places can put them in the reviews, and then we can, based on those reviews, work on it and improve what we have currently.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions. Idris already asked what I was going to ask, which is around addresses. I know White House is in Sabo Yaba, but I don't know exactly the name of the street. I don't know the name, the number of the house. Once I see that that's a barrier, I'm discouraged from completing that process, and I'd rather just leave the form and say someone else will figure it out, right? Or I have to leave, go out to Google Maps, find it out, and then copy and paste information, which is not a great experience. So it's good to hear that you can pull that information, and you just need to provide more feedback to the user who's filling the form about what is mandatory and what isn't mandatory.
Yeah.
Right? What you can do without.
If you can allow me to take a picture and it automatically geolocates by asking me for permissions to use my location. For instance, I was in Tokyo. I couldn't read the street map, so I can't tell you the name of the street. It was in Japanese, but I could have taken a picture. I could probably geolocate where the Amala spot is. Right.
Yeah, that is a good addition we can have. Other thing we do is when we get the address, we try to search the address ourselves, and then the backend tries to search the address and try. It may not be exactly very accurate, but try to get the geolocation of the address that was given. Also, I don't know. I would like to add. I was hoping our screen, the live application, will be shared, but we currently have about over 130 spots, and we have all over across the world, outside Nigeria as well.
Yes. Thank you, Team PRL. I think in the emails that we sent on what was going to be happening, we never said, I mean, we didn't say we were going to share in the live screen. That was why we said, it should go in the recorded video because of, time and bandwidth. But thank you very much. We've received all your links. The judges will also have an opportunity to take a look at that when you're deliberating. So yeah, that is important to know. I think we're going to skip one thing here because we cannot see them. So yes, you can We're going to skip a team now because we cannot see them on the call and move directly to team train. And we are now going to play their video.
Hey everyone, my name is Timothy, the software developer from the A-Train group, and this is our project. Our project is a website that helps people to find the best amount of sports around them. So the website has a bilingual feature where you can switch between two languages, and we currently support Yoruba language. Here are the tools that we use. We also built a mobile app for ease of access for most people don't know how to navigate the web easily. So with the mobile app, anyone can easily access with little knowledge of computer and as long as they have a mobile device. This is our home screen that contains where people can easily find the best amount of sports. With the help of our AI agents and the Google Places API, we could get reviews and price range um, with the with the store location and the store name. So if the user wants to like get direction, can easily get direction directly from Google Map.
Just in case you're saying something, I can't hear you. Are you walking us through this or just showing us?
I think it's playing a video, but there's no audio. There's limited audio for it.
Oh, okay.
Probably I didn't eating amala at the time of recording.
First things first.
So the video is done playing. Now we will move to question and answers by the team. Maybe give a little bit more, clarify some of because the video was not, the audio was not playing. Maybe if you want to clarify certain areas, maybe just you want to start with questions directly.
We can't hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry for that.
Good.
I think it's the editor I used for to merge the web and mobile app
That's
recording.
fine. You have the
So
floor now. Do you want to give a quick 1 minute, 2 minutes overview before we jump, or you want us to jump into questions?
Okay. There are some things that were not displayed on the recording, like the. Can I share my screen here? Okay, sorry, you said you can't. The sorry, I need. Can I turn on my
Good
video? Sorry.
afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The mobile app was a pre-recorded video, so we were not able to like add sounds to that. And we did a website and a mobile app for the pitching. So
Okay.
Okay,
so you
so
can ask your questions.
yes, what's the question is for you? Yes, what's the what do you feel makes what you've done differentiated in a way that actually encourages its use, right? You're thinking behind it, right? What was like a main thing for you at the back of your mind of the team? Like, okay, yeah, if we do this, we are doing something fantastic. Just because I think the video didn't help to, a part of the video didn't help to sort of like sell that very well, right? So maybe you can help by telling us a little bit about that.
Okay. So we wanted to
Okay.
build something that was easy to use and very efficient. The theme of the hackathon was to build a a map where you can find Amala spots around you. So so we built a mobile app and a website that you can use to find Amala spots around you.
All right. Okay.
So
So
let me. Sorry. Okay.
go ahead.
Sorry. The website helps people find the nearest and best mala spots near them. So we have a map where people can easily find their mala spots that are closer to them. And what makes this stand out is that it uses the an AI agent to discover places online and also use data from Google Places API to find the spots, and where other people can also add their own spots, not just verified or registered spots. They could be like a local restaurant where people people really enjoy the meal and stuff like that. That is not like officially registered, so they could like add the spots on the website. So like adding the spots uses like the AI agent. It collects like a reason and a proof link or maybe an image or anything that can just show that okay, this this restaurant exists, and uh, the AI agent decides from the information gotten from the user to whether to verify the spots or not. So like the user will be able to like share with other friends or families to like give review about it. So once three approvals have been gotten, like the spots will now be listed on the platform. So um, that's did you get that? Man?
Yes. So how much of a live product do you think you have a working product right now? And what is still yet to be done?
Yes.
What is working and what is not working yet?
Okay, what is working is users can view spots and they can also add spots and the feature to add a spot there, like you don't have to put the longitude or latitude. If you know the address, you can, and that's an autocomplete using the Google geocoding API to get the address. So you just autocomplete and fill in. So you can verify the spots, like the AI
What if
agent does the
I don't know that
verification.
I'm there but I don't know the
Sir?
address? What if I don't know the address but I'm there? What if
Uh,
the
yes.
address? So I'm at the Amala spot right
The,
now, but I don't know the street name or the number.
initially, there's an autofill for your location. Like uh, when you load the app, it will ask for your location. So like we've already stored the user location in a global state that updates the location input field. So you could change it if that's not
So
what
what
you.
I mean is, so right now I'm at the Amala spot. I have my phone. I'm open your mobile app, but I don't know the number of the streets, the street number. So how do I capture the location?
Yeah, we use Google geocoding API. It translates your
Okay.
longitude and latitude into a formatted address. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
one thing I
Um,
yeah, one thing I
we
found interesting
also
what you did was I saw jollof rice, some was white rice somewhere there. I don't know whether that was accidental, um, but I might want to go to
okay.
a place where I'm going with someone who doesn't like amala, but doesn't mind hanging out with me since they would know that there's some other kinds of food, um, like rice. I don't know if that was an accidental feature, but just a comment that I think is something to keep at the back of your mind, which is to almost have like a list of other foods that they serve there, right? And then amala goes with different kinds of soups and stew, right? There's the default, but there are other options. It would also be good to sort of register the other soup and stew or other things that you might eat alongside with the amala, right? So goat meat, fish, catfish, croaker, and beef and things like that. All right.
yeah, thank you. We also focused like so much on the UI because we wanted to build something that was not too complex and something that was like easy to use.
Okay, thank you very much, and Patron. Thank you for your submission. Really exciting to see that you had a different approach to this as well. We would now move now to the final video, even though the team is not here, but we'll play the video just to play the video, and then I think our judges will now move into the private, room to go and deliberate, and then we'll convene later on, to share the feedback. So this is Team Nerd.
Hello and welcome to Booker. This is the demo of the Booker application. Booker is a platform that allows you to find Amala spots around you easily and know how much of business is around the spots and easily get information about the sport and drop reviews. So here's the home page that prompted here where you can quickly have a quick view of your map and the spots around you. Give it a few seconds. Alright, this is the map. We have a quick map around you and you have spots too around you. As you can see here, you have quick spots around you. Now let's go to the sports page, which is the wider view of everything. We have the sports page and we have some spots around us. Currently it's showing 8 of 11 spots because of the filters already attached. Now let's say we have max distance of, let's say, 20 kilometers. Then we will have more spots shown. Now to display clustering, let's zoom out. So first of all, we have this blue pulse showing our current location, and then this green here, it shows the level of busyness of this place, meaning it is very free. Green means that it is not really busy and the place is free. This spot. So I'm just going to zoom out to see more spots. Sorry. Uh, as you can see, clustering is displayed here. Clustering is displayed here and there are 6 spots here. If I click on this, it opens up and shows me the rest of the spots. They are all free spots. If I open this, it shows me the spots here. So these are spots gotten from social media web scraping, and that's why we have them at these locations and clustering. So if I apply some more filters, let's say we want max distance of 6 kilometers, only one will show and they are reducing. You can also filter by the rating. Let's say minimum of 5.0, there's no place like that. Minimum of 4.5 and the rest. Yeah, you can also search for spots around you. You can search for, let's say, Amala. As you can see, it's reducing and it's filtering them. Now we can open up a sidebar that shows the list view of all the spots around us. So this is a sidebar of all the spots around us, and we can close it. Now let's move on to the charts. Here's a chatbot that knows your location and all. So I'll just say hi. Can you recommend my last spots around me? Alright, so it recommends spots. It gives you a few text, recommends some spots, and then right from the chatbot, you can check a spot and open it in the spots page. Yeah. It is fully responsive and fully accessible for keyboard users to progressive web application too.
Okay, so thank you very much to everyone who has shared, who has, participated in this hackathon, and for dedicating time to prove that it is possible to begin from a small place and iterate very quickly on your ideas. Now we're going to take a break. Our judges are going to go into a private room, and then we're going to, they're going to do their judging thing. And then we'll be back in a couple of minutes, in about 20 minutes thereabout. And hopefully we'll have a winner and we'll have a tie. So keep it locked, and just be on standby. See you soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me loud and clear? I sure hope so. I hope everyone is excited. Drum, boom, boom. Okay.
All
I hope
right.
everyone can hear me. All right. Oof, it's been tough. I can tell you, just being in the judges and the deliberation room, just listening to the deliberations and all of the fantastic things that were said about eating. So first, as we move to announce, some of the amazing things that have been done, our judges have a couple of feedbacks. So we'll just bring each of our judges on board to share, their thoughts on all the submissions that they saw. And once they share their thoughts, again, listen to some of the feedback, this would be important maybe for the next hackathon that you participate in, even if you don't win. But again, there are amazing things that have been planned. So don't feel bad, right? When a final winner is announced and you feel like, maybe you are not. So I will start by first inviting Pauline, right, to share his thoughts on some of the submissions.
Sure. Thanks so much, and good morning or good afternoon now, everybody, who everyone is well. I think we saw as judges, we saw very good attempts at the brief that was shared. I think the biggest thing that I wanted to speak about was just as much as you think about interpreting a brief and building for the solution that is required, you should also think about two things. One, what the user's experience would be, right? What a differentiating user experience would be to ensure that people have a great time while they're interacting with the platform, and then stickiness, right? What keeps them coming back? How do we retain people despite just okay? For in this context, it was Amala, right? Despite okay, people looking for places that offer that, is that how do we get them coming back to the platform? So think about what retention would look like as you build these sort of platforms. As judges, we discussed things like exploring gamification. So exploring things like gamification so that people feel like, or creating a culture around, I guess, the experience. So people feel like there's more things they can come onto the platform to do. So I think that's what I wanted to cover for today. But congrats again and well done to everyone for the valiant attempts at the brief that was shared.
Okay, thank you, Folari. Viola, do you want to go next?
Sure. I just also want to say a big congratulations to everyone. I think it was an amazing effort. I really enjoyed the different ways that people were solving this problem. One of the only things I would say is I felt like everyone was a bit too serious. I think that you get to have fun also as you're developing new products, especially things that you would have liked to see. So I think that this was really a good opportunity to bring in culture, to really bring in, because that's what you're building on. Food is very, I mean, the reason Amala is so visceral, and no matter where people go, they are looking for Amala because it is essential part of who we are and our food and our culture. And so I would really encourage you to sort of build things that bring that in. And also, don't forget to incentivize people for using the platform, for doing what you would like them to do to make it a better community. And so just the more emphasis on how do you build community, even as you're building these tools. But congratulations to everyone. And like a good friend once said, the end is always the beginning. So I think this is just once again the beginning of your journey. And I wish you all the best. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Idris, over to you.
Yes, the Amala Pioneer, right? So again, I think thanks for everyone for jumping on this, right? Again, NT Amala is live, so great insight over a very short period of time. As some of the judges said, I think one of the bigger questions for me was, why would I use this versus what exists, right? And so, is it funnier? Is it more attractive? Is it easier to use? Is it more, you know, you know, community easier to find. So, and I think there were some of the things we're looking for.
It wasn't fully there yet, but again, we know this is just a beginning, like Bella said, right? So as you think through this, you always have to think of we're not just trying to clone what exists, we're trying to extend what exists, and so you also have to bring in the flair. I know we're in an AI world where everything seems similar, right? But again, your personality must still always shine through what you present and how different it is. And I think that's more what we want to see, even as you build this further. Why would I drop normal Google review and jump on whatever it is to use this? And how does it leverage what exists, but how does it also build on that? And those are some of the things that we were trying to see. Also, is even though you had a short time, we could actually build a working product. Right, so we're also testing things like, okay, if I was checking out, if I was in Tokyo today, which of these products would lead me to Amala today, right? So again, it's not as if, again, when you judge things like this, so the winner does not necessarily mean that's what is best today or best tomorrow, but it's just at this point in time, based on our criteria, this is what fits most. And again, but like Bella said, the end is the beginning, and the goal is that this actually spurs you to actually do something really about these and other problems. But good job to everyone, and I think, yeah, let's see more of this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Femi, are you able to share?
Yes, yes, I'm able to share. 2 weeks ago, about this time, I was at Go My Code, where the teams were physically present, and it was really good to see the energy in the room and the creativity and so like the different contributions from the different teams to one another, right? Because I went from table to table at a point in time, and I was seeing a lot of conversations of how to solve the problem, and it's good to finally see 2 weeks later how far that journey has come and how much more polished, right? Many of those thoughts are seeing a lot more creativity and sort of like a lot of innovation. I know that 2 weeks is not too much time, but it's enough time to have done what you've done, right? I know a lot of sleepless nights may have also come into play there. But it's good that this process has sort of created opportunities for you to collaborate with other people, right? On such a very important thing. The long hours, the team effort, it's something that is the real win from all of this. And it's a great experience to always participate in hackathons and actually sort of stretch yourself, right? So it's a big congratulations to every single person who's participated and made it here to the finals. If there's any feedback around storytelling or around this entire thing, would be around your storytelling. Generally, I think it's something that we all have to work more on, being able to tell better stories and actually tell it in a way that even without seeing the demo, the judges or anybody you are showing already has a great sense of what to expect, right? And that's very, very important and something that many of the presenters didn't do as well as you could have. So if there's anything to encourage you to really work on, it will be the storytelling, right? Telling a story in a way that even without seeing it, we get a good sense when I feel excited and interested in what you're about to show us. So thank you so much. Yeah, that's my own comment and thoughts.
Yeah. Thank you, Femi. There's always a saying that hackers are not necessarily or builders are not necessarily the best when it comes to storytelling. And usually that's where the collaboration comes in, right? So, when you participate in this thing, we said, teams of 3 to 5, basically what we're trying to tell you indirectly is, focus on your strength and identify other people who might be able to do, some other things better than you and then collaborate with them. They are good at telling a story. There are people that can weave a story and then surprise at everything that's said. But yeah, thank you, Femi. Now we are going to move gradually into the part that everybody is waiting for. So I hope you're as excited as I am. So I'll start with a little bit of twist. I know, right? Which is no. Okay, sorry. Need to refresh. Yes, we have our top 3 teams, and then I'll hand over to, at this point, I will hand over briefly to the Afropreneur, right? Who's going to share a little bit about some of the folks that made it to the finals. And yeah, Idris, please take it away. Some of the
Yes.
amazing things that it has in store for you.
So definitely, I think again, like we said, even for coming this far, you succeeded, and we want to see more of this from you. In judging, again, was very tough discussions. We're looking at things as simple as storytelling, but we're also looking at things as what works today, right? So, for instance, like I said, if I was in Tokyo today and I was looking for an Amala joint, who could provide me with that? And so, some of you did extremely well on the storytelling, but maybe you didn't, you know, have what worked today perfectly compared to someone else. Some people did well on that, but maybe it was on the answering the questions that they were a bit weak. And so our goal is that ultimately this becomes something bigger than the individual of you. That we're looking forward to the sum of this. And I think the core takeaway here is about open sourcing, right? Even if your team does not win a grand prize, right? So again, can you still contribute to what is the final solution? And so to do this, I think our top three teams are actually in no specific order for now. Team PRL, Team Amalajeo, and Team Proxima. Those are the top three teams. And again, our Team A training you also tried. Team Ned, we had to stop scoring on that because there was no presentation or Q&A, right? So all teams that are in Lagos, we will be setting up an Amala dinner, Amala joint with myself and Biola, right? So again, so you all get to come meet us in person, want to know you better, know your dreams, know how we can add value to what you're doing, even beyond Amala. So again, we'll work with the organizers to set up a date in the first 3 weeks of October and see where we can meet up so everybody gets that. And of course, as we said earlier, one of our partners is Innovation Hub. So if you're working on any startup idea beyond this, you also can get some support from the folks at Innovation Hub in Lagos, and that through some office space or through some mentor support. I think that's one of the things you also get. My LinkedIn is always open again. So if you're working on something else, you're part of a bigger team. I think it's always important to have folks you can reach out to. And I'd like to usually set an example. Many of you have heard of Chowdeck, Femi, right? And what a lot of people don't know is that the founder of Chowdeck was actually, I mean, an intern at the first startup I backed in 2013, Hot Bay. Hot Bay died, but again, some of those experiences helped the founder, who then, work 12 years later, founded Chowdeck, right? Or thereabout. So again, I think that's the idea about planting seeds. So what we hope today is that we're planting seeds, right? So Amala seeds, right? And then go up to germinate. So with that said, I think going by the scores I have with me, I have the pleasure of. Am I supposed to
So,
announce the winner
so
now? That's Bella, right?
no, yes. Let's
Exactly.
save the best for the last.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, but again, those are some of the goodies we have for you. And I think I'll hand over to Bella to do. So that way, if anybody's not happy, it is Bella you can find in traffic.
No. So
Go ahead.
yeah. And before the other goes, and just on top of that is our judges, just to help you understand the context of how this judging was done, is each judge basically scored, and then we created an average of that scoring methodology. So this is, the person that is about to be announced is the accumulation of all of the scores and an average, right? Everybody brings different perspective, and everybody has added to that. So now I'm going to hand over to Viola to do us the honors.
Well, thank you. And once again, thank you to the judging team really for your time today. It was really fun getting to do this with you and really thank you to the team. Before I announce the winner, just a little bit, again, just about what I'm doing and if there's any way that I can be helpful as you sort of embark on this journey. I'm a partner at Delta 40. We are early stage backers. We do pre-seed and seed. We also can help with co-building and providing venture support, because we are a venture studio and a venture fund. And we invest in climate tech, we invest in ag tech, and we're also very interested in how fintech and AI can have a positive impact in the climate space. So if you're building in those spaces, once again, I'm on LinkedIn. And because Idris said that I can't just be on LinkedIn, I'm also on Instagram. So you can reach me on Instagram. I am not on TikTok, but I will see if I can get on TikTok. But just want to get congratulations to everyone. I wish you all the best in your journey, and keep building. And the winner is the winner is Team PRL. Thank you, guys. Congratulations, Team PRL.
Oh my, I'm muted. Congratulations, Team PRL. Is everyone from Team PRL on the call? Team PRL. Oh my God, they've joined our virtual.
Yay.
Okay, I think we have one person on the call.
Okay.
Emmanuel, do you have other members of your team on the call?
I'm not sure if they are on the call. They are supposed to be, but I'll reach out to them just now.
Yes. So I think I saw someone. Yes, Team PRL. So congratulations, guys. You guys are going to be, again, like everything I said. Biola, do you want to? Sorry, I cut you off there. Why you done?
Yes. I was saying congratulations now.
Okay. So Team PRL, how do you feel?
I feel very, very happy. We put in a lot of work into this. I'm very excited actually because and I'm looking to see it go live. Hopefully soon, in the nearest future. It was a very interesting project to work on, and I see how it can be impactful to people like Afropreneur. I see his tweets about about Amala and finding Amala all over the world. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for the words. We'll be reaching out to you, just like you said. This is supposed to go live. As a matter of fact, I think it's supposed to go live on amala.ng. So we'll be working closely with you to ensure that we can do all of that over the next couple of weeks. I mean, hopefully by the time that all of the teams are meeting with Biola and Idris physically in Lagos, that is already live, and we can also do some other things as well. But thank you so much, everybody. This has been an amazing experience, an amazing experiment for us at GDG Lagos as well. And I will now hand over to Femi Taiwo, who will then, give final remarks. Femi, over to you.
Thank you very much, Balao. Once again, congratulations to PRL and to the entire participants. Congratulations, even making to the finals and doing what is required to participate actively in this. This is just the beginning of many things. I've been in tech for maybe 25 years, right? Participated in lots of hackathons, and every single one of them has contributed, even when I didn't win, right? Has contributed significantly to my growth and my experience as an engineer and also within the space. So I'll encourage every single participant to continue to bring their energy and creativity and innovation to things that you do, right? So every single thing that you do. Innovation doesn't live only in like big companies. Innovation is it's in every single one of us, and it comes out when we do a lot of collaboration with other people. So thank you so much for participating. Again, this hackathon is part of our pre-DevFest series into the main DevFest event happening in November 18 to 22, and it's for a much larger audience, and the focus of DevFest is to continue to inspire the community and get our hands very dirty. And I would love to see what every single team still does beyond this, right? There's a lot of skills that you've picked up, a lot of things you've learned from this process, and I encourage you to continue to do that and continue to grow. Thank you so much for participating, and to every single George. Thank you for taking out the time out of your very busy schedule to spend 2.5 hours with us here today. I know it's a lot, but I'm very grateful. We're very grateful at GDG Lagos for this. And that would be all. Let's say the last 3 minutes left. So thank you and enjoy the rest of our weekend. We look forward to seeing and hearing more from each of the different teams as we go along. Thank you and God bless.